Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth, Geis, and from the Villiger Scar Studios, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
I'm looking at these scores.
Gute Nacht, wie geht's?
Is it that's good?
Ja, ist gut.
Not-
All right. So today we're talking about the German Engineered Raumzeit Robusto. Cigar is more of a Robusto Extra 5x54. Comes out of the Tabacalera Tambor factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Nicaraguan, Connecticut. Binder is Indonesian, Sumatra. Filler is from Nicaraguan Jalapa and Dominican Filero Cubano. Blended by Claudio Segroy. Price point is $11, and the cigar was released in February of 2022. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I thought it was overall pretty average Connecticut shade kind of a cigar. There's some niceness in like that softer uh kind of flavors of like toasted nuts. There's like some like sweetness coming out of this like Hawaiian bread, hay, but the whole time I got this sharpness and cedar that was really drying on my palate, and that's what ultimately killed it for me. Is just that dryness and that wood dryness kept going, and then increased in intensity as the cigar went through. So it was just okay. It was really good burn and draw. So to that extent, great German engineering, I guess.
All right, Seth, what are your thoughts on it?
um, it's June talked about how it was just this one flavor that just got sharper and sharper, kind of throughout that wood. I think you just kind of said that, right, June?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I had like this. Mine was like the cedar hay grass that just was constant from beginning to end. That just became more. I it was so pronounced and present that I just got irritated. It just got to be too much for me in the end. It just didn't speak to me. I don't know. I'm looking at you. We'll get to the scores later. Great construction, really soft cigar. I thought this was just too. This was too mild. I don't know, too mild.
I mean, it should have
Uh,
great construction, right? It's German.
let's not give the
Well,
Germans too much credit. I mean,
What? It's good
they also
construction.
over-engineered the shit out of some stuff out there.
Mercedes, BMW,
they were all
das ist ein
Yeah.
high.
deutsches Auto.
They were all high on, you know, methamphetamine, man. They're all just friggin'
That doesn't
Yeah.
mean they can't engineer.
Pervitin. So Pervitin poppers. John, you're up, man.
It's interesting you guys are talking about the wooden hay. Because as I read through my notes, I think we all had a similar connecting component there. But I actually thought the first third started out pretty good. Sweet hay, mild wood, medium spices. The wood did have a little bit of dryness, but I think the spices kind of offset that. Spices came down to about medium minus, and I thought the first third was good. It did definitely lose a bit of oomph, a little bit of balance in the second third. It did lead off the bacon spices, but as you guys kind of led off with, the wood kind of becomes a flavor driver, and it's really tough to smoke sort of 2/3 of a cigar where the primary flavor profile is kind of wood. And as it progressed, there was a little bit of sharpness to the wood, and I don't know how to describe that in words. Like, it's like biting into dry cedar. Like there's a sharp quality to it, to your palate. So it just distracts you. It's not bad. It's not the same complexity in the first third, and then the last third really kind of wood and hay forward. So again, not bad. Just, I was kind of hoping for more. That being said, German engineering, burn was great. Although it did seem like it wanted to stall, and I'm like, don't you stall on me, don't you stall on me. And so it didn't stall. And then the draw was perfect. So, all that to be kind of a slightly above average overall experience. Aaron, take it away.
Yeah, for me, this cigar started with toasted cedar and a robust baking spice. I like creaminess joined in fairly quickly, and then later some earthiness joined in. The baking spice transition to black pepper. Final third saw the toast level become heavy. I thought this cigar had a nice start with a combination of flavors that it presented. Kind of about the halfway point, that earthiness increase kind of knocked the enjoyment level down a bit and kind of maintained that the rest of the way. I thought it was an interesting blend, though. Just couldn't maintain that enjoyment level of the first half. But I'd be interested in checking out some of the other Vitolas to kind of see how they fare and see if they provide a different experience or maybe a longer bit of that first half experience. So I'm curious to see what they do with Claudio kind of going forward, if they're going to do some more blends and stuff like that. Because I wasn't really big fans of their initial releases and things like that. So this just seems still in a better direction. So I'm open to seeing what they can do. But yeah, I would try this another Vitola. But I wouldn't come back to this one necessarily with any kind of frequency. All right, let's get into the scores. I'm going to start at the top with John at 6.1. I was right behind at 6 even. Jiunn gave it a 5.75 and Seth gave it a 4.93. So, John, how'd that 6.1 matchup for you?
I'm still leaning into the Reiner, right? I got to give a little love to the Germans. Met them at the PCA. They're actually super, super good guys, very nice guys. It's hard not to root for them. 6.1 adds up really well. I think it's if we talk about flavor profile, it's slightly above average, like 5.85-ish, 5.75-ish, but it's that perfect construction, perfect burn that takes it into the sixes. So, as Aaron said, probably not something I would seek out, but I like the direction in which it's going. Aaron?
Yeah, my 6 even matches up well. I scored it the same as John, except for I just had a slightly wavy burn on mine. That was kind of me being a little bit nitpicky. So otherwise, yeah, above average flavor profile, really good construction. It's not with the cigars that are coming out now, the price point's not crazy at $11. So
price point's good.
Yeah, it's not bad. So
for 2022,
yeah, it's
it's not euros.
No. It'd be fine now because Euro's pretty much
that's a good point. Yeah,
us, so
that's
it doesn't really matter. But all right, Jiunn, 5.75.
I did not meet them at PCA, so I will give you guys my non-biased review of this. Just kidding.
How dare you, sir?
It was average. I do wonder, them working with Claudio, because we of course know Claudio from the Mombacho days, and because Mombacho had a very specific, like Nika, earthy, like kind of a profile, right? And this is nothing like any of those Mombacho offerings that Claudio worked on back then, not in my opinion, anyways. So how much was this influence of like the German? I don't even know their names. The brand of this German engineering group, versus like what Claudio's input was, right? Because this doesn't even taste like something that Claudio has blended in the past that we've had.
Yeah, I think Claudio's kind of just on it now. I think they kind of at Mombacho they kind of just completely bought into all Nicaraguan kind of a theme, and now that he's out of that, I think he has the flexibility to do whatever he wants. So I think he's just kind of going crazy, and he's just going to blend with whatever and come up with blends that he can put together.
Let's see. Fuck it, put some cigarette tobacco in it next time. Just go.
All right,
do whatever.
All right, Seth, 4.93.
Yeah, man. Listen, it was Indonesian Sumatra, Nicaraguan Connecticut. That's a deadly combo right there.
Anytime I see Indonesian tobacco, I'm like, Seth's not gonna like it.
Don't give it to me.
I don't know what the Indonesians did to Seth, but they did a number on you, bro.
Where do I fucking begin? So no. Listen, I would definitely try it again. Because it's one of these things. Well, why not torture yourself if you really think it is? But it's really good construction. I don't know. It's might be your cup of tea. It's if you disagree with a light Connecticut that I give an assessment on, then anytime I give a crappy, light cigar, and John usually gives it something better, just smoke it because you'll probably like it. That's all I can tell you. That's just the difference of palates right there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Hans Gruber here needs to start selling some Leopard tanks to Ukraine and start being so dependent on Russian oil. Then maybe they'll get a higher score.
That'd actually be super badass if they just
If they donated a Leopard tank.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
Named Hans Gruber.
Oh yeah,
that'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Final thoughts on the cigar from you guys?
Great band.
I like the band.
Yeah,
it's hard.
The band looks.
You have to get in the right light
sick.
to see it. Like I have it in the picture, but otherwise it's pretty cool.
I think their bands have improved since the initial offerings. I also think that their willingness to work with an outside blender. They're new. The company hasn't been around for very long, so they're new. I think they've shown that they're willing to learn. For me, what sold me is that they were drinking Scotch Malt Whiskey Society whiskey at the PCA, and I'm like, okay, so clearly,
Really?
yeah. So I'm like, clear, and they started telling me about it. I'm like, I'm all in, and the
I'm
fact
all
that
in.
you are sort of seeking this out tells me a lot about your palate. So I'm hoping that that takes them in a direction where they can kind of build. Like I said, I think this is a good improvement on some of their past offerings, and I hope that they continue to kind of build on this in the future, and we see some new exciting stuff from them.
All right, wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on the social media channels. You catch the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Yeah, iTunes, podcast,
Push that
Google
like
Play, Podbean, whatever,
Watch now.
wherever you get your podcast from, you can find us. All right, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.
Raumzeit.